Are you sabotaging your retirement without even knowing it? It's a bold question out there. Well, we have Greg here, and he says the likely answer is yes, but he is here to help, and that's the best part of it. Of course, Greg is the president of Legacy Retirement Group. And Greg, I feel like this is one of those kind of like common threads that you probably see with your clients, is that they don't realize they're doing something, one, two, maybe five things that are getting in their own way.
Absolutely. And you know, it's so funny. Even around my house, I'll get started on a project and I'm certain that I know how to best do it. And then, you know, my loving wife will say, well, you should have called a professional. And I find out that I sabotaged myself. It ends up costing me more money and I make lots of mistakes. And the same thing's true in any area, whether it's financial planning or whether it's, you know, doing wiring on your home. It's just having the right help and people that know what they're talking about.
Okay, so today we've got 5 ways that people are sabotaging themselves. The first one would be not having a plan for how to invest. So how are people doing that?
Well, a lot of times we don't take into account the different types of investment strategies. You know, when you're 20 or 30 years of age and you're getting started off and you're just putting money aside, and certainly the markets are going to go up, sometimes they're going to go down, sometimes you're kind of riding that roller coaster along, and it's costing you different amounts each time, maybe each month you're putting in from your paycheck. And certainly that's a very, very wise strategy to go ahead, put money in out of every paycheck, and then don't worry about it. But the closer you get to retirement, the bigger those movements, especially a down movement of the market, can devastate us. So having a retirement investment plan that gives us the confidence to stay invested and to know that we're not going to take any big hits is really the big key.
Okay, number 2, not having an income plan. Obviously, you need money coming in, right?
Income equals your lifestyle. So if you want to be able to maintain your lifestyle and know confidently you're not going to run out, you definitely need an income plan. Okay,
the third way people are sabotaging themselves, not having a tax plan. Gotta pay, Uncle Sam, right?
Taxes, 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 I think are going to be one of the #1 issues in the next 10 years. Because we're going to have to start paying our national debt, and just simply deferring all of our tax to later, IRAs, traditional 401ks, those kind of things are going to be a major, major hiccup for people because every dime that comes out of those is taxable. So start looking at Roth 401ks, Roth IRAs, tax-free strategies. And if you're a business owner, you can't, you earn too much to contribute to a Roth, start looking at alternatives, and we call it the Roth IRA on steroids, where you use some very tactical types of life insurance to get you a tax-free income in retirement. There's lots of strategies, but you just need to take time to pay attention to them.
And that's where somebody like you and your team comes in too, because I feel like people out there probably don't even realize any of these exist. I mean, the average person really doesn't know a lot about investments, probably, the different variations.
Right, and if you haven't really honed up on that, you need to get help from somewhere.
Okay. All right, Greg, underestimating health care costs. This is a big one.
It really is, because literally health insurance, if you retire before you're eligible for Medicare, could be as much as a house payment.
Yeah.
12, I've seen it as much as $1,500 a month for families. And most times that prevents people from retiring.
Yeah, so you've got to put that into consideration. All right, number 5, not having an estate plan.
Whatever's left over when we leave this world is going to go to the people that we love, hopefully. Well, make sure you have an, excuse me, make sure you have an efficient plan. Make sure you have a plan that's going to allow you to get what you have to the people you love as efficiently as possible. Now, if you have special needs children, maybe children with a handicap, something along that line, you may want to look into a special needs trust. We work with an attorney specifically dealing in special needs trusts. So there's a regular estate planning, there's special needs planning, and then sometimes we just have a child or loved one that we're not quite sure could handle the responsibility of a large inheritance all at once. So we want to make sure that we get that to them efficiently, but sometimes even protecting them from bad decisions.
Okay, Greg, and I want to mention your book, Winning Retirement, to the first 25 callers today.
Yes, and these 5 core areas, we call them, are talked about to a great extent in that book, Winning Retirement. And we're excited to give it out and get good information in people's hands.
All right, Greg, thank you as always.